Kama ni tamu kula.
Kama inakubamba kula. You know there's a way Gachagua speaks that just irritates you. But like Johnny Sins angepata kazi.
Johnny Sins angekuwa jobless. Wow, man. Top 3 easy.
Yeah,
okay. Octopizzo, Calligraph and Professor J.
You have my Wakadinali is a movement.
Yeah.
Wakadinali are now the most streamed artists on Spotify, Kenyan artists on Spotify.
He's called Chef Waislando.
Hey, Chef Waislando.
When you listen to him,
Wagon guys, itabidi mwenyekiti amekaa kwa mkeka. Tuko kwenye Kikao episode 3. Ni aje wase Brian exclusive here.
Yeah, Gashu.
Cliff with an E.
Sasa Cliff mazee leo umetuweka bana.
Sana.
Hii tabia fashionably late hapana.
Sana.
This is not how you come. Ati sasa alafu amevaa t-shirt ya Fortnite with an E ama ni
kwanza apigwe fine.
Apigwe fine juu
kuchelewa. So buda leo form kwako wewe ndo unabeba first round.
Pesa otas maniga.
Haina shida. Pesa otas. Bring your appetite.
Say no more.
Bring your alcohol appetite.
It's drink.
Sasa ni holiday sasa.
Say no more. It's drink Semba.
Drink Semba. Nimeanza na holiday.
Yeah, man.
Sasa nikutandika
the calendar is first is on a Saturday, then all the other days are cancelled out and then written Saturday.
You know it's going to be serious when December starts on a Friday.
Maze?
Yeah.
Maze?
It starts on a Friday. We have 5 weekends, man.
Starting on a high note.
5 weekends.
This is the month you go buy bread. In the morning you come 5 days later. So.
Yeah.
It has already happened.
It has already happened.
When was it? On Wednesday. On Wednesday I'm like, let me just go and get let me just go and get the car cleaned.
Yeah. Cleaning became a road.
I was getting home at 4 a.m.
December started on a high note.
Wednesday
was still on November.
Yeah.
So you keep starting. That's jump starting December.
I was like, December, here we come.
December is crazy. December is here with us. Amazing. Enjoy your holidays. If you're traveling back home, yo, take care, man. Drink responsibly. So
December starts.
This is December, yeah.
Drink responsibly, but our senator says no aluta.
That's exactly. The senator Karen Nyamu said this thing is ruining kids.
This thing called
those
aluta
who don't know what aluta is when you party. So there's a thing in Kenya. Thing in Kenya called aluta.
It's basically you go out for a party. Then when the club closes at 4 or 5 a.m., there is now another club that opens at that time. So when the other club opens,
or even a different section of the club.
Yes.
It's basically like a 24 hours party.
It's a 24-hour
party.
Yeah,
24-hour party.
So our able senator.
I don't think it's ruining anything in any particular order. Like, because by the way, there are people who do after parties after the main club. I think the only thing that should be addressed is
aluta is that house party you go to or yacht party you go to after the club.
The drinking, after the club,
and then end up home the next day at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m.
But I don't really think it's depending how you look at it. It might be a good thing. It might be a bad thing. Because when you go to a party after a party, that whole day becomes like it's kind of wasted.
True.
You don't work on that day, you don't do anything.
But
and then also the next day will be kind of wasted because you'll be nursing a 2-day hangover.
A 2-day hangover.
So if you look at it that way, maybe.
But she said the youths are wasting out because they're spending money that is not even there.
Well, give the youth jobs.
They're wasting time, like now what you're saying. And then there's something else that she added. I can't remember now, but basically I think her argument is it needs to be regulated in such a way that because she was even bringing up the motion of clubs should be closing early.
Okay, so I think first of all, this aluta thing didn't start the other day. That thing has been there for years. In fact, I think the genesis of aluta is in Mombasa. There's this club called what is the name? Bob's. So Bob's used to have what we call Sunday school. From way back, I think I was still in high school. Where on Sunday morning, guys
go to club
all around Nyali.
When did you start going?
And then in the morning, Bob's is kicking from 5 a.m., 6 a.m.
Yeah.
guys, that place will be packed by 7 a.m. It's like a full-fledged party. When guys are going to church, those guys, it's called Sunday school for that reason. So Aluta, it's a concept that has been there for years. Yeah. But
again, I think it gained much traction during COVID.
Yeah.
Because you remember during COVID, the clubs were closing quite early.
Yeah.
So Aluta, guys used to go to the club now during the day.
During the day.
Yeah. So
there's actually a club in Mombasa that when they close, the DJ becomes the pastor. So he gives out a sermon. He does a sermon for like 1 hour.
But what kind of sermon is this?
Yeah, the normal sermon, the normal kawaida sermon, the church sermon. He'll give you like Bible verses. He'll give you motivation of the week. And then after that, he'll be like, yo, church closed. Chiki. Hakuna mahaba.
That one for me personally, I think that's too stretched. Just party, if you're making merry, make merry.
No, but his explanation, he was making sense. Because he was saying there are people who like... because you see, there are people who go out partying on Saturday night. They wake up early, go to church. And then after church, they look for something to do. So basically, if you don't want to get wasted, you just... because they stop the serving of the alcohol, it becomes like a full church now.
So during this
service, you guys are just chill with water now.
You're quenching. Definitely.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Nyama is going around the tables now to bring down the alcohol.
I know the aluta that happens in this club in Mirema, Loft.
Yeah,
they give guys soup.
Yeah, soup with bones.
Soup with bones. And there used to be a club Hypnotica in Mombasa used to give out breakfast. I remember, those days, man. So you would party. Club Hypnotica in Mombasa used to give out boiled eggs and smokies. Yeah, boiled eggs and smokies in the morning. So you'll party all around the clubs in Nyali. Those days were for Sheba, the lounge. You pitia tapas kidogo. And then when you finish, you go to a Hypnotica. So because there's breakfast in the morning.
You're having free breakfast every day, but I'm not
go home.
Yeah, that's how I have breakfast and then I go home to sleep the whole day.
And then you have nasty hangover after a nice breakfast.
Yeah, that's a long time ago. But this Aluta thing, I don't think okay, I think when you're young, probably the guys who are still doing it are young, because when I was young, I could do it. Right now, you go one night out on Wednesday after DJing a crazy mask. On Thursday, you don't want to see alcohol, you don't want to talk to anybody, you just want to relax. So if you're doing Aluta, my friend,
so you're stating here that you're old.
Huh?
Yeah, all people always sit on that side. That's the only problem. Guys. We ask people.
So, what if people you like Cliff with an E? We're not even talking about old. We're talking about bana utaoa lini.
No, but si mimi nimeoa. Yeah, si mimi nimeoa.
What are you trying to say? Bro, your problems of sleeping on the
shida zako za kulala hivi
kama panga iko nje.
Sleeping on your fist and covering with your slap.
Kulala nje kama lori kwa bagi wala. So what else have been happening?
Yeah,
apart from this lady telling us cancel Aluta.
So do you think they should cancel it though? I think that is the question.
For me, no.
No, for me also no. Because this thing is like an age thing. As you say,
an age thing.
There's an age that you can do this thing. If you come somewhere, like even generally when you're partying, it gets to a point where you don't feel like partying anymore like you used to.
Yeah,
killing off Aluta doesn't make much of a difference, because after all, I can still go for an after party.
Yeah.
So it's more or less the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same
and thing. I think actually the fact that she's now talked about it, she's actually propelled it to...
She actually went to parliament, I think yesterday.
Yeah,
I think the motion was tabled today.
She tabled the motion in the Senate.
Today,
in the Senate today. It's okay, you let them table the motion, do whatever, but
Aluta is
you won't stop this. These kids are creative, man. And then it's also there's the DJ who plays at Loft, Double Trouble. I think
Trouble,
it was like, guys, this is our bread and butter. So when you say, for me as a DJ, I also agree, this is our bread and butter. If you say stop this Aluta thing, then somebody's gonna lose money. And this government said you look for your own jobs.
Yeah, they say there are no jobs.
They say there are no jobs. The deputy president
find your own employment.
Find your own employment. So now they are finding their own employment by
you're killing it.
by creating things like Aluta, and now you want to kill it. But yeah,
this thing should have been regulated from the word go. What time should the clubs be closing?
Clubs should be regulated, 100%.
Yeah, from the noise,
100%.
from the location where they're set up. Because you cannot have a club next to a school or next to a community area without enough soundproof. And then people are like, drunkards are drunkards. Once they get out of the club, there'll be either fights, they are too loud. You get? So regulate fast club timing. Is it from 10 p.m. all the way to like 3, 4 in the morning?
Here.
Yeah, like what they do here.
What they do in Dubai.
And then now the
3
aluta
PM,
that you want to
3
do, it's up to you.
It's up to you.
Because this other aluta that happens in the same club that you're still partying, it becomes more of a peer pressure. Because you're like, no need to go home. Let's go on. But if the club is closed, if you have to look for another party, at that time now, most people will like, you know what? It's too late. Let's go home. So the ones who have the energy to go on, they will continue.
When it comes to regulation, I agree. Because you see, like here, you have clubs. Most of the clubs are in hotels.
Yeah.
And these hotels have guests sleeping in their rooms. And they don't get complaints. That means the structure from construction, they've soundproofed that place well enough to know if somebody's going to hire out this space to open a nightclub, it's not going to affect our revenue streams as a hotel and also as our standard. So I think this idea of open air clubs, which is basically in Nairobi,
a parking lot club.
It's a parking lot. It's a parking lot with a roof and sound system, and now it's like a crusade. Then they're opposite each other. You know. Like literally, there could be a club next door, and it wouldn't even affect us right now. You know. Yeah. But back home, the club that is 100 meters from here, the minute you open that, you'll still feel the effect.
You can be dancing to a Burna Boy, and then the other side you hear Kiss Daniel. You cross over to dance.
Exactly. So I think regulation needs to be there, especially when it comes to noise and sound.
Yeah, sure. Regulations
sound
should
pollution,
be there.
noise pollution, and also timings, man. Timings. I think, but timing, not really.
Timing,
I think
have you ever realized
people who want to go home will always go home?
Have you ever realized when the club is almost closing? That's when that's when you want to continue. You're like, where was this energy?
And then most of the time is when you are leaving. Like there's a time we were leaving a niche, and then we converged outside. I think who was playing Pierre McKenna or something. We all converged outside, and everybody was like, where are we going? Where are we going? Because it's 3 a.m. Maybe you've met some guys you've not seen in a while. You're catching up. You're like, man.
And then that's the time that alcohol has just like
when you're drunk.
Peer pressure.
Condania system.
Alcohol and peer pressure, they go hand
You
in
even
hand.
forget you are supposed to be home at some particular time.
Speaking of regulation and parties, have you seen this story that there's a Las Vegas kind of thing that is being set up in Dubai?
Yeah.
I think Data Islands, I believe, on those sides.
It's close. I saw in the mapping, it's like close to Bush and Arab.
Yeah, that is Data Islands coming.
Data Islands coming.
Okay. Data Islands.
So
there is this famous hotel in Vegas.
MGM Grand.
MGM is huge.
MGM. There's 3 properties. MGM, I think Aria, and the other one I've forgotten.
So this will be the second project from Las Vegas. Because they have the one in Blue Waters. Because that's also a Las Vegas kind of... what's the name?
The one in Dubai.
Yeah, there's the
what's the area in Blue Waters called?
There's a name.
Blue Waters, right?
No. There's a name for the Caesar's Palace.
Caesar's Palace. But Caesar's Palace is not a casino. I'm talking about...
No, not about casino. It's like a... It's a theme borrowed from...
high-end luxury property.
But in Data, in the one they are opening is...
That's a casino.
This will be casino.
That will be the second casino in UAE now.
Yeah, because Ras Al Khaimah
they also have a big mega casino.
But this one for Dubai, it would be crazy, man.
So are they losing the Islamic...
No, but that's why it's on an
island. It's not on the mainland.
Okay. It's not on the mainland. Because the mainland, that's why they're regulating it. On the other side.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but maybe we might be missing a point or two. So maybe viewers will be able to comment.
You can tell us in the comment section. But I think it's business. You know, at the end of the day,
it's business.
You're generating revenue and tour. Because casino is big business.
Yeah,
tourism. But it will boost the numbers in tourism.
Yeah, in Dubai now, I think they are welcoming much more of, like, it's an open policy. Yeah. You can remember back when we came, even having alcohol not in a bar was a problem. If it's in your house, you were to have the license. Now the license is free.
Now the license. Alcohol. Yeah, man. You need to have an alcohol license.
You know, when I went for my vacation, I was talking to my cousins, and I was like, you need to have a license for you to buy alcohol. And they were like, license? Why? I produced it to them and I was like, see, this is nice.
Yeah, drinking
And then they're like,
alcohol license.
So without this one, you cannot drink. I decided to be Connie kidogo and I was like, yeah. No alcohol if you don't have this.
Unakunywa maji.
Unaokoka cha lazima. But I think it's a nice way also of doing things back home.
That's a good way to regulate as well.
That's one of the
That
ways
is how
to
you
regulate.
avoid under 18s from drinking. Underage cannot buy. And also the idea that you can't buy it anywhere else apart from MMI or African.
From a dealer.
From a dealer.
Guys, do you know Umoja has more liquor stores as compared to shops?
Dude.
Umoja, every 2 steps is a liquor shop.
You're talking of Mombasa. There's a place called Bamburi. I think after every 50 meters there's a bar. Like that whole stretch from Bamburi Cement, the junction somewhere up, all the way. I think it's either a liquor store or a bar, all the way to
and they're always making revenue.
They're making
so
revenue.
So ulevi ni pesa.
Ulevi ni pesa.
Alcohol has money. This business of alcohol. Iko na pesa.
Kikao bar coming soon.
Kikao wines and spirits.
Kikao wines and spirits coming to a place near you. Watu Albasha.
Delivery included. Watu Albasha.
So so that casino project will bring numbers.
It will.
I think the idea of tourism, because like right now, imagine if the kind of events that happen in what is it called, in MGM, from boxing tournaments to all these shows and everything.
Yeah.
Have you been to Lapel?
Yeah, I've been to Lapel.
The one in
V Hotel. Yo, man. So such kind of Abtur City. That show is amazing. If you've never been to Lapel,
I've seen it in they do it in Global Village.
Something,
have something similar, but not the opera, just the shows, the motorbike.
Yes, the motorbike thing. I know it's in Global Village. But now I've
never been to that place.
That show is something else, man. It's worth every penny. It's worth every penny you pay for. It's an amazing show. So such kind of things also happen. Probably when they come. When you come to think of MGM, it's gonna be, apart from casino, it's an event. It's an event venue. So
people come to visit. They just want to be in that place.
They want to come and see
happening in
crazy,
like Atlantis.
Crazy things. It's like Atlantis. It's an event venue. It's an event venue. Dubai Sevens is happening this weekend.
And our team is not playing.
Kenya was even invited. They didn't even manage to come.
That was very disappointing statement that they wrote. I've seen the reactions online and people are like mad at it.
But I've seen some former Sevens players around.
Yeah, they are. There's so many
players around. Yeah.
Seven.
But those are the old.
There is.
No, so there are those who play for Dubai teams in the smaller pitches. I've met so many Kenyan players that I'm playing for this team. There's some smaller UAE teams or UAE clubs that play not on the main pitch, not on pitch one, on the different small pitches. Apart from Dubai Sevens, there's other smaller competitions that are happening within the area, within the stadium
like
area.
the ones that used to happen in Ngong Road.
Ngong Road, I don't know about.
No, the Ngong Road, they used to have these tournaments for rugby's. What's
the circuits? They're still there. They're Prince Lou, Driftwoods. They still happen. Driftwoods Mombasa.
The one in
Mombasa. Prince Lou, I think, was Nakuru.
Dallas Sevens in Kisumu.
That's
the ones that you're talking about now. They're playing the.
So so on a bigger scale, we have the Dubai Sevens, Cape Town Sevens, Singapore, like that. But now there's smaller teams that are playing. There's women's teams that are playing just around the
But I think what was disappointing for me, like, okay, well, I knew Kenya Sevens were not participating.
Yeah, because they were knocked out.
They were knocked out already. But so when I think it was last week or earlier this week, there was a post, even the rugby union, like, give us a list. These are men and women who are traveling to Dubai for the Sevens Invitational. So I was like,
at least we're gonna see
something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Then I think yesterday or today, I'm like,
they released a press statement saying that the
team is not here.
Logistical issues. I'm like,
and I was like,
that's very disappointing.
Yeah.
Really.
Why should you? If you gave us the lineup early enough, you should have also gave us a warning early enough to tell us, these guys will not be making it.
Could be someone was given the money for logistics.
Definitely, it's
and
corruption.
Someone put in the pocket.
It's corruption. It's 100% corruption. It's 100% corruption.
I can lose bet. He was not able to recover the money, so. But that's annoying to start with. because I really got pissed off seeing that statement coming from such a big body. This is a team that has played in big international scenes.
Yeah, because Kenya Sevens team is not a small team. Even in the Dubai circles. That's why they were given the honorary invitation.
At least,
This is a global team. This is a team that has won this circuit.
And especially for the fans who show up. Kenyan fans who show up for that team here in Dubai.
Man. You know that yellow section is always full of Kenyans. And that place packs.
I'm sure even tomorrow, although Kenya is not playing, I'm sure watu wetu watakuwa hiyo pande yote.
Speaking of this guy is gonna go for sevens and then he's gonna lie to us. I didn't
like he was always done to us.
Like what he did with Formula 1.
Like what he did Formula 1. No, but he's like, guys, I'm not going. I don't even have tickets.
But I don't have a ticket. It's only okay. 1 or 2 people get to pull up some wires.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Sure. How long does it take for you to pick up your phone and be like, yo, Gashu, Brayo, hey, mko area, can you do this?
But you see, yes, I can do that.
Now see.
Look, I can do that.
No, we don't see.
Okay, for instance, I'm called for a rugby sevens ticket maybe tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Correct. And that's my ticket. Yeah. And then I call you. Let's go for sevens. And you don't have a ticket. So how will you go?
It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Tuachie hapo. Ruka. Huyu jamaa amejitetea. Natashinda amejitetea. You remember the Formula 1 thing? After the Formula 1, the Kiswahili gave us. We were like, okay, bro.
But even for Formula 1, I didn't have a ticket.
But you ended up there.
Yeah.
Without a ticket.
Without a ticket.
Cadabra, boom.
And the night before we were with you and you were so desperate without a ticket.
We were hustling those tickets together. This guy has one in the back of his pocket.
I know people who know people.
Okay.
I have my networks.
Do your connects, Maze. We also want to go for these events.
I think what you need is my networks, not the event.
It's okay.
Shout out to my networks, though.
Shout out to your networks. Yo, your Clips networks. Tuko hapa pia. Hey bana, do something bana.
We'll blast you on Kikao if you don't.
Now we'll start naming people.
Name people. My networks are in safe hands.
Yo, if you have tickets, plug us, man. If our Kikao fans.
Kikao fans want to tickets.
I even forget to ask you, how was your week?
My week was amazing. My week was awesome. Wednesday was again at Crazy Mask. It was amazing. Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, always support, man.
Thank you for everybody that showed up.
But Friday, Wednesday set. I don't know what's happening. What was happening there? Who inspired them? That should be the question.
Who inspired that set? I hope it was recorded.
Yeah, it was recorded.
It was recorded.
I'm gonna release it on Mixcloud. Man, I was in the zone that day.
You know, I came in and Lordvik was like, "Hey, bro, set your brayo now." It's not like you don't play nice.
Yeah,
but that time,
there's always that day that you just play and you feel the music and you're like, yo, this. I played and then I was like, they have killed it.
Whatever inspired you, you should keep inspiring me.
Shout out to the inspiration.
Actually, that's the day that I said, "Wacha niende Kikao."
Yeah, that is the regret it.
You don't regret the Kikao thing.
No,
but it was amazing.
It was amazing. That set was crazy.
Apart from random night out
and getting late,
yeah, and being late, it has been an amazing week. I have a flu which is trying to cut down my sevens weekend, but no way.
It's the what is it called? It's the aluta that has been doing without us.
Yeah, without us. It's catching up.
Guys, I've been sleeping.
It's catching up.
I've literally the whole week. I've not gone out except for that Wednesday though.
Okay.
And maybe if you guys today are doing something,
But you know, it's funny. When was it? When was it last weekend? On Saturday when you were at Crazy Mask. So somebody saw me and then he was like, "Where's Cliff? Where's Patrick?" You know, there's a way.
It's like he knows the.
There's a way you see people will see me and look for this guy or Patrick somewhere in the vicinity. Yeah. I was like, do I work? It's not like I live with them, man. These people have their own houses.
Hanging out with me.
It's because they know when Brian is here, probably Cliff is somewhere around there. He's doing shenanigans somewhere there. So
or he's on the way.
He's on the way coming. I also had a nice week. Yesterday was amazing. Yesterday I had a show, in a new place. So it was amazing to experience a new crowd. It was fun. Yeah. The week has been quite slow for me. feel like I've been sleeping too much. So I needed to get out, and yesterday was an excuse to get out, which was amazing. Oh, and John, I made omena.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, omena for my kid. Hey, he loved it, man. Yeah. I don't know. Sasa,
Okay. Yeah, continue.
so next time I'll bring
You're
it
also
to the
pulling a
Kikao.
cliff. Eh?
No, next time Kikao lunch on me.
This guy pulled a me on when? On Saturday. I thought even he would be apologizing by now.
But I already said sorry, man.
I'm there, Huko. I'm watching. I'm like stories. I'm like, there's a birthday somewhere.
I already said sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll buy you a pint.
Aye.
Maybe a pint will come down there. But my last born didn't like the omena.
Your last one.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. He just put it in the mouth. It's like, because my wife doesn't like seafoods, omena, fish, and all the general seafood. So I think he's taken after the mom, which is quite disappointing because me, I'm a combined harvester. Anything that can be eaten.
But maybe it was how it was cooked.
I don't know. It was amazing.
I think the problem is whoever
The
cooked
problem
it.
is
If the
no,
mama cooked it.
As long as I got the approval of my big son and and the nanny, they were all like, "Yeah, this is it. You else can stay without my omenas."
Usiku uliosha omena na nini sabuni ya nini ya vyombo.
Nikazisoka.
Like something I saw on TV the other
I think I
day.
saw someone washing matumbo. You know the matumbo, the way when you have to wash them and
With the like
with the
scrubbing.
cloth,
Yeah.
soak them in the
Like kutoa nutrients.
mpaka anagora na brush kwa matumbo. Like, do
But there are people out there who don't like matumbo though.
you guys eat matumbo?
I do.
I
don't like the one that we have here. Try.
I know anything here. The meat here is also not.
No, the one we have here is usually they've literally scrapped out everything. It's even white. Even like
Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah, it
Are you
looks
trying
like
to say matumbo tamu ni yenye iko na uchafu?
Matumbo tamu ni ile ile ununua kwa bucha ile ya
It's like when you go
nyumbani.
to have a mutura, if the
mutura,
dust coat is
yeah.
the dust
Yeah,
coat is
the
very
guy
clean.
selling you mutura, the dust coat is not that.
Yeah, give the price, that's nice.
That mutura is no way.
Even the nyama, if he doesn't see some flies around there.
No, don't buy nyama.
Don't buy nyama there.
No, exactly, in a butchery.
Yeah, you need to see
The
some flies around there.
The flies
Because
should
of
be
matumbo.
Matumbo.
You've made me miss. I think you should come up with a street food. Ya mutura, mara.
No, but
somewhere.
guys, I know who will get us matumbo.
Babi.
Flag her.
Babi, remember guys, we have the fourth host who's supposed to be joining
Hey,
us.
Babi, you think she'll carry matumbo in there?
Babi must carry us matumbo.
No, the problem is not Babi carrying Matumbo. The problem is when she gets to the airport, they'll be like, we know we allow you guys to come with anything, but this one is too much.
This is too much.
Oh, we must have
But I've
matumbo.
seen somebody.
Or
I've
maybe
seen
cooked.
somebody who's carried dried skin. I have a
Skin of what?
Cow.
Oh, foreskin. Bro, make it clear.
Okay.
Where?
It's Friday. It's December. It's December. December.
Gosh, how was your day?
It started on a high note.
Do we need to get you some water?
Some water and some lime to calm down the pressure.
Yeah. Speaking of which, there's this thing that was going on the internet about sheng. So sheng is our slang, yeah. So there's sheng ya kitambo. You know how do you know? How do you know?
How do you know you're
How do you
old?
know Cliff is old?
But why are you plugging Cliff on this?
Just a question. Gashu, how do you know Cliff is old? What words would he use?
He would say hashu to mean 10 bob.
But kwani what is Siashu is Stenbo?
Good.
No,
You
it changed.
see, there's a time it even moved to Kinde.
Kinde.
Yeah, bado wako kwa ashu.
No, I think it's Ashara. Ashara is still 10.
No, Ashara is
I'm asking.
what?
Ashara is a pure Swahili word.
It's actually, I think it's Arabic.
Ashara means,
It's Arabic though.
It's Arabic.
It's Arabic for some.
but also Swahili, like the coastal
So
people,
I
they
mean,
use
Swahili
it.
and Arabic are always close.
But what is Stenbo now? How do they call it?
Ten bob.
10 bob. I don't know.
I don't know. Now I don't know.
That's how you know you're old, man.
The thing is, right now, we have this Gengeton artist. What is this? There's this
Abanton.
No, not Abanton. There's this Gengeton artist. There's the language they speak.
The
Shembeteng.
Shembeteng.
You know, nowadays you have Shembeteng. It can be Ndeki instead of Kinde. You know, they usually twist those words.
There's this guy.
What other word do you think would
What
define?
do you used to call cops?
Gashu one day told me Cliff uko na pound.
Pound.
This one, the way he calls the 1
soda,
liter
soda Madiaba.
Madiaba.
Soda Madiaba is
Soda
a big
Madiaba.
name, say. That is already a shake.
Na pound for 20 bob.
Pound.
Yeah, pound. Pound.
Kuna pound.
Kobole.
Ngovo.
5 bob.
There's this guy on Twitter. He's called Chef Waislando.
Hey, Chef Waislando
When you
is
listen to
mad.
him,
Man. Okay, he cooks well, but
Other than
me,
seeing
I
the
don't know
ingredient
what.
itself.
Me, I don't know what. I don't know what he
understand
says.
everything that guy
You
says.
understand?
Everything, man.
I'm
Chef
like,
Waislando.
Mochoa's doing
Man,
Sometimes the action makes me understand what he's
what he's
saying.
saying exactly. If you were to listen to him, you won't cook shit.
Chef Waislando.
But I like his content, but I don't understand anything that he's saying.
That is it.
Yeah.
So it's the same. You were talking about Abanton, right?
Yeah, Abanton.
Abanton is these guys doing
It's
old school Kenyan.
that is...
They're remaking.
They're
songs.
remaking
That's what I
songs.
understand from it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, what do you think about that? Because I have an opinion. Before I share it, let me see what you think about that Abanton.
An opinion about Abanton. Well,
I think it's that kind of a genre where it comes up just to hype up the event, but it's not a genre that will make much of an impact. Because to start with the originality of it, the beat is not originally created by the artist. It's like you get. So if you have an artist who is doing an urban tone, but also has a genge tone kind of a thing going on, like he has his own or she has their own beat going on, then it will make sense because this is just like a hype kind of a thing. You know, like when the MCs, you loop the song and the MC is singing to other different songs. Yeah, I think it's kind of a... It's something that I don't feel like it can be recognized by... I don't know. To me, that's my opinion. I feel like it's
I think
just a hype thing.
but for me, it might or might not be big. The reason I'm saying is I know a lot of reggae songs which came from a sound from before.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the same genre, but
Yeah.
a different sound, maybe a slow jam or an R&B, but
That's
got
why I wanted
converted
to go with this.
it got
But that's what I'm
converted to
saying.
reggae. And I find most of these reggae songs, they're even big. I can't even remember the artist who sang the original.
But you see now, like Big Signal, he's big on that. Big Signal has done so many rendition songs.
Chris Martin has done the same.
Yeah, but they have their own songs
Yes, they do.
that we know them of. And now he does this one, it hypes up the whole thing. You get?
Yeah, true.
Because the song like Country, it's called Country? The one, the Kenny Rogers song, or it's... the one he's done with the reggae. Even the way Alain did Hello with the reggae version. So I think urban tone is something like that. But now if you don't have your own thing first, it becomes tricky for you to grow as an artist. Because now, unless now you give us something that is original in yours so that we can judge you by that. You get? I think, anyway.
But I've listened to... on that genre, I think I've listened to 3 or 4 songs. There is one with the Sana Juakali beat.
Yeah. That was amazing.
That song
Do you know?
is
Do you know? I think for me, I think it's okay. Number one, and I think it's very important because what these kids are doing right now, and this is something that you see. I was watching this interview for Katana, the lead singer of the Mushrooms, the legendary band. Yeah. He was talking because the mushrooms have been there.
Yeah,
they've toured this world. They've won awards. They've done it all. They've seen it all. He was talking when we talk about the new sound or the Kenyan sound. When you look at the artists of the generation of Akina Juakali, Nonini, these are guys. When you talk about music from those days, they'll talk about Hardstone. They'll talk about Kalamashaka. We'll talk about Masimaira. The likes. For many people, this is where Kenyan music starts.
Yeah.
But you see, this is not where Kenyan music starts. We had guys like Fadil Williams. We had guys like the Mushrooms. We had those guys that did it and traveled. I've met a cop, a Dubai police officer. I was just talking to him and he was like, "Where are you from?" I told him Kenya's like, "Yo, you know Malaika? Fadil Williams came to my country in 1970s. Do you what? I was very young. I love that song today." Can you imagine in the 70s, there's a Kenyan artist that went to Lebanon to perform on a huge stage and somebody recognizes Kenyan sound from
From
those days.
way
And this
back,
guy is
yeah.
old. Yeah, this guy is old. I was just
70,
talking to this
70,
police
that's
officer.
terrible.
Yeah.
70 is
So now when you talk to Kenyan musicians, even when they get interviewed, they'll tell you how Ted Josiah was producing.
Yeah.
But because the guys that came in, and this is what this John Katana was saying, it's like they didn't do research on Kenyan music. There's a generational gap between the Mushrooms and the guys, that generation and the generation that came later. It's not like they did anything wrong.
Yeah.
But what these urban tone kids are doing is very important because they are going back to the roots of what they understand is Kenyan music. Those Jua Kali songs, those Nonini songs. And the minute they understand that, and this is the thing I like about the this generation, today's Generation X, yeah?
Exactly.
Wanaitwa Generation Z.
What generation are you?
Generation Z. This is Z. This
Thought you were
20.
Gen Z.
That's how you know he's old. Mtu akwambia mtu ni .com. That was the
Yahoo.
Yeah. Generation Yahoo. So this guy was saying there was that gap. So when these kids are going back, you know, Generation Z are very smart. These are not kids that will be bullied. I think that it's a generation that is going to just do well exponentially. Look at that's why we have kids like Zenia Manasseh doing songs on Spotify and Colors at a very young age. Yeah. So when you go back to that history, then you kind of understand the Kenyan sound. By the time you come and do your own song, it's like you've done research, you've educated yourself. Because I was shocked to find out even this song by Akon, I think, is it Lonely?
Lonely, yeah.
It's not his original song.
Yeah, it's not his original. It was there.
And most of the... And look at what Burna Boy does. You know, Burna Boy does, what is it, Fela Kuti's, some of his songs.
His sound is kind of...
Yeah, it's the same.
Kuti,
Yeah. And that's why he's really big. So we need to go back. But like, if I was them, I will also sit down with guys like this Katana, because those guys have rich history, musically speaking.
Yeah, but the question is there a Kenyan sound? What
we
we
have
can
a
say
Kenyan
this
sound.
is a Kenyan sound.
Yes.
Yeah, we
I'll
have a
tell you,
Kenyan sound.
Genge is Kenyan sound.
Exactly.
Chakacha is Kenyan.
So you see,
Kapuka?
Kapuka is part of Genge.
No.
Yeah, it is.
They don't want
Joakali explained it and he said Kapuka came up because of the beat Kapupa. When they were doing Genge, Genge came from the you see the Lingala, what was not Lingala, the one in Kenya, what was it called? The one, the taxi driver. There's a sound. That sound has a name.
Like Zilizopendwa.
Benga.
Zouk Benga.
Yeah, Zouk Benga, something like that.
Yeah.
So when they transition from that, you see, musically, there's transition.
Yeah, there is.
Hip hop came to, the 90s hip hop transition from the 80s hip hop, which was kind of a blues and jazz kind of a thing. It came now to the rap, hardcore rap. And then now it's called trap or something.
We had crank.
Yeah.
We
even had crank along the way.
somewhere.
So the same thing. You come from Benga, Genge borrowed something there. Now Kapuka came in from Genge because now Kapuka was the hype beat. Akina Banjuka. You get those kind of hit songs that are club hits.
For me, what I thought was Genge came up because the guys from the Caliph side didn't want to realign their sound as an Ogopa sound.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought Ogopa as this favored clique of musicians, but then since they were down and their music wasn't being played, it was like I saying, no, we don't want this. We have our own sound, which is better than yours.
They created their own genre of music.
That's
But
what
the genre is Genge.
Clemo, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Clemo and big shout out to those guys and Joakali and Nonini. They created. There was no Genge before. They created this sound.
Yeah, they
that was
created the
unique
sound.
And they called it Genge.
And they call it Genge.
And that's where now I'm saying Kapuka came from Genge. Because now Genge was more of a rap kind of you remember the first songs that Kina Joakali did? Those are kind of rap because they were borrowing from the old hip hop rap.
Ogopa,
but now Kapuka is more of...
But Ogopa was already doing well even by the time Caliph was starting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ogopa was already
really
doing well.
They
In
were
fact,
up there.
by the time Joakali was releasing Akina Ruka and everything,
yeah.
Nonini was already hitting the airwaves with Nanoki. Yeah.
Nonini was not...
No, he was.
Nameless was...
Nameless
not Nonini, sorry, Nameless, with Nanoki. Nanoki was already hitting
already a hit,
So basically, by the time, and when Lucas was producing, you see, when Lucas, I think the history, the way I understand it, the way I've listened to many of the artists talk about it is, Lucas came with this sound from Maju. If you listen to Nanoki, it has a very house House kind of trance type of. So when he came, he came with that sound of punchy music. Yeah, and I think even is it Ogopa One? Yeah, Ogopa One. Most of the songs ukisikiza, they have a lot of they have that Western touch on it. Yeah?
A club beat.
Yeah, because when Lucas was coming into the Kenyan industry, he had just come, I think, from Europe, somewhere, Sweden or something. So his production style was different. So this kapuka thing, I think it was when you unasema yo beat kapu like that. But so now kapuka is totally different from Genge. So the reason why Juakali and Clemo came up with Genge is because these guys are doing kapuka.
Kapuka.
You get? These guys are doing kapuka.
Sorry. I meant Genge came from kapuka.
Yeah, you get.
To try and but you see now what I was trying to say
was
about...
But I stand to be corrected. I don't have all the facts.
Yeah.
And also I think there was a time because Tanzania came with Bongo.
Yeah, they
Bongo,
have.
yeah.
So again, how these two titles came is Kenyans started looking for a name when they would call it a Kenyan name for the music. For us to stop calling it local music.
Yes.
Because I think I when I was listening to
so
they didn't like this name, local music.
Like local music.
They were trying to come up with a name that will represent all Kenyan songs, be it a kapuka or whatever, but all Kenyan songs. So when the Genge name came up, the Gopa guys also said, no, but why should we call our songs Genge? Why can we not call it Kapuka?
Yeah.
So that's how the two names now became different.
And you see, that's the thing with Kenyans. Interestingly, we are very competitive even with each other.
Yeah.
You see, somebody's doing this, you also, instead of thinking of how, let me join this and do
make it a big force.
Let's do this together so that we can move as a team. You're thinking of, Gashu is going this way, let me go this other side. I'm not going to go with Gashu. So you're going two parallel destinations. Probably you are heading to the same place. You're aiming for the same thing, but just coming together and doing it together. That's where the problem
because
is.
Because now,
like
Kenyan scene, Kenyan music, Genge was almost putting us on the Grammy recognition.
It is
Grammy
recognition right now.
But you see now, Gengeton was another kind of a thing that was hype of.
I think
so. Then now when it's going to Abaton,
it becomes now it loses the whole concept of music and transition. It's okay.
Me, I was pro Gengeton for one reason. Like I said, this generation, Generation Z, these kids have brains.
Yeah, and
they're very smart, very intelligent, and they're very, very aggressive. I was very against the fight against Gengeton because these kids were simply telling us and expressing themselves the best way they know. The same way we when I was growing up, you see, this is the problem. This is the problem with people. You grow up, you become an adult, and then all of a sudden you forgot that once you were a teenager. You know, when I was growing up, I used to listen to Keroro, Manyake, we listened to Manyake, we listened to John, Nampenda John, and we knew what it meant. Even sindio. So we used wrong number ile Samahani Dada. You remember those songs? All those songs, they were not clean songs. Maziwa Nairobi. You remember where Kamu used to be played on this show, not The Beat, on KTN. They had a show. I think it was called
Straight Up.
No, not Straight Up. Ilikuwa the same time at The Beat, and DJ John Rabah is the one who was
H2O TV.
No, before H2O. Before H2O, there was a show John was mixing. DJ John was the first video mix show in Kenya was by John. It was called
H2O, right?
No, H2O is later. H2O is later when DJ Hassan came in. DJ John Rabah started ilikuwa Pulse. Was it Pulse?
No.
It was at 4 p.m. It was the same time with The Beat, and it used to be live mix. It used to be live mix. No, H2O came later. H2O kwanza ilikuwa in TV. No, H2O was KTN.
That's what I'm saying.
It came later. H2O came later.
No, the one you're talking about is Homegrown. Yakina Hassan.
No,
Hassan was doing Homegrown.
Homegrown came with Kiss TV. That's much later.
Juicy.
But that's the one KBC.
That's hiyo ni ya Juicy.
For DJ John, DJ Andy na DJ Hassan.
Hiyo ni ya Juicy. Hiyo ni ya Juicy. That one ni ya Juicy. I'm telling you, 2000. I'm talking of 2006, 2005.
No, I thought you were saying because H2O was also there.
H2O came up to 2007, 2008, 2009. H2O ni ya Juicy. When now they started even with the water company and when they went to do a radio station. The first video mix show at 4 p.m. the same time with The Beat was DJ John. It was called, I think, Pulse.
Pulse was a magazine.
that show was called something, but it was at 4 p.m. between 4 and 5.
I don't know.
It used to run concurrently with what is the name? With
the beat.
With the beat, and this was the first video mix show in Kenya.
Okay, let's see whether
those who know, if you know it, actually, guys, tell us on the comment section if you know this show. But it was DJ John Rabah at that time, and what was I talking about? Yeah, when they used to play Wekamu. When it gets to there's like a part when she gets to the house and then she opens the shot. They used to put to be continued. That's how I remember it. And then when you finally watch the video, nothing really happens. It was just pressure, like because of the regulations that time. So if you grew up listening to all those songs and you understood them, so that today you're telling Gengeton kids until now you've grown a conscience and morality. You're telling them I cannot play this song on radio. And but you were listening to Nini, weren't you? And you were enjoying it. So now you've grown up, but you've grown a conscious. It's okay to regulate. It's okay to
this research is hard.
Our research person.
No, they will tell us in the comment section.
We'll read it from there.
Yeah, they will tell us in the comment section.
But I think for me, I still don't support it. Okay, not that I don't support it. I play it also in the club and I will promote it. But I think we need to have our own kind of a thing that defines us. Gengeton was defining the young generation, which was doing so well.
It was until they brought it down.
Until now they brought it down.
Yeah. We should just embrace whatever it is there. Because,
because it's like what Wakadinali is doing.
After 5 years.
Wakadinali is a movement.
Yeah.
Wakadinali are now the most streamed artists on Spotify, Kenyan artists on Spotify. Wakadinali, hata waseme sijui they performed in this Oktoberfest, there was sijui high or drunk or what. By the time you listen to Wakadinali, you know what they are.
But shock on most people. People knew Wakadinali with this whatever.
Gerinenge.
With this song. Subaru Mambaru. Those guys have had hits before that.
From Kitambo. Yeah. Wakadinali have been there from Kitambo. I've known Ska from Kitambo. These guys have been there from Kitambo and they've been doing it. And you see, the best part is, this is the thing, the zeal and the tenacity of it is they got into mainstream without anybody's support. It is just us, the fans.
They're feeling bad.
Us, the fans. Yeah. That is why these media presenters and personalities feel like, no, you didn't grease our hands.
Yeah.
So you want to give them an opinion on something. You can't give an opinion on what you didn't create.
You cannot give an artist an opinion. You know those people who paint with the...
Yeah, but that's why I respect art. Art is art.
Yeah, art is an expression. Yeah. So if this kid wants to sing Gengeton and talk about what he sees on the street, let him do it. He's expressing himself.
If today I draw a line and say...
this is a circle.
This line represents a circle.
Yeah.
That's my art.
That's your art. Exactly.
But the media people, the media personalities, they were claiming that these guys come on stage with a big crowd, they're high. And I was checking videos from the 90s when Kina 50 Cent were coming up and they were going on stage. People used to come with a crowd on stage.
Yes.
And that is how...
You go get an award, you bring your whole squad to receive that award. Because, man... You're telling them, look, we've made it this far.
Yeah.
We've even made 50 Cent, we are going too far. Wanaume TMK.
Wanaume TMK. Yeah, that's the thing. Speaking of Wanaume TMK, 50 years of hip hop. What's your take, man? That's the thing we're saying. I wish Kenyan music one day we can come sit down and say, whoa, it's 50 years of
we can celebrate Genge.
Yeah, 50 years of hip hop.
Yeah, Genge, we can celebrate it.
Yeah, it's in the Grammys. It's been considered for the Grammy.
50 years of hip hop.
50 years of hip hop.
Greatest artist?
Dre. For me, Dr. Dre.
As artist or as producer?
As an artist. Also as a producer, but as an artist also. This guy, what's his name?
Give us 3.
It's called Left Side or something. The one... when we get there. Coolio.
Yo.
Okay.
Coolio, and then I would give Snoop also. He's had it in the game for a long time.
Yeah.
And Method Man.
Yes.
Let me add Method Man. I didn't know he was an artist until I saw him in Power, and I'm like, so I searched him and I was like, this guy used to rap, man. And
Method Man was bad, yeah. Andre 3000, man. He released an album Have you seen this? Andre 3000 released an album of, is it Violin?
Saxophone.
No, like a jazz kind of album, and guys are like, "Yo, what happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you?"
That's gross. It's about Nyashinsky.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing I asked about Nyashinsky. Yeah, because under 2000 it was known to be
hardcore rapper.
Yeah, he's a bad rapper. You are 3 artists. 50 years of hip hop.
My 3 artists will be Nas.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Will be Jay-Z. Okay, actually, in numbering them, 1 will be Jay-Z. I'll go with Nas after that. Now, number 3, I will give it to Eminem.
Eminem?
Yeah, okay. Eminem.
Give us your number, bro.
If I'm to add number 4, I'll put Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah, Lil Wayne also. Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Wayne. Okay, so for me, I think I have so many dope hip hop artists I love. So for me, I'm a Kanye guy. Kanye West. I think Kanye is just genius when it comes to everything he does, his music and everything. Forget his personal life dramas.
I love his personal drama.
That's
wow.
what sells him also.
Yeah. I'm saying apart from his personal drama, until before post Kardashian Kanye was dope.
No, look.
Yeah.
Post,
I agree with you.
But pre also.
Both Kanyes are good.
Kanye is
but after Kardashian, it's like he lost something.
Pre-Kanye Kardashian, Kanye
the
is
graduation good. Kanye.
Yeah.
But so Kanye West. For me, Kanye West, man, I think that is the epitome of.
So if we go for 3, your number 1 is Kanye.
I don't want to give them numbers, but I'll just say...
randomly.
I'll say Kanye is, of course, up there. Kanye West. Lil Wayne is lyrical genius. Lil Wayne is dope. Number 3 is this guy. What's his name? Kendrick.
Oh, yeah, Kendrick also, yeah.
What
if we go local?
Kendrick, there's also another guy. Eminem also. There's a guy I'm looking for his name. I'm looking for his name. White guy. He's also good.
But you guys are shocking. There's no Jay-Z in your list?
No.
Jay-Z is somewhere there in my list.
He's somewhere in the list, but for me...
Not in the top 5? Not top 3?
5. Okay. For me, top 5.
Not in
Jay-Z.
top 3?
Hove top 5. Hove top 5. Definitely top 5.
Jay-Z is not in your top 3?
Not in my top 5.
Me top 5 Hove.
Wait.
Hove.
Top 5?
There's Kendrick before him.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never felt... he's never spoken to me the way...
Kendrick is
Kendrick speaks to me.
Forget everybody else. For me, J. Cole. Man, I think
Still not ahead of Jay-Z.
I think
okay,
J. Cole is
good, but not ahead of Jay-Z.
You guys are not even saying of OG.
Who?
Calligraph.
Okay.
Okay, Papa John's, man. Papa John's.
Also, let's go to the...
Okay, we create a different list.
50 years of hip hop. No, let's do 50 years of hip hop globally. Okay, but then we are obsessing over these foreign guys.
Let's go to our...
Let's look
close
back home.
Close home.
But back home...
East African. Let's do East African.
Yeah, because Kenya, I will say Kenya...
East Africa?
No, Kenya, we're still doing good.
We are doing good, but if we were to go
I
to...
have a top 3 easy.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go to Tanzania straight.
Top 3 easy.
Yeah,
okay. Octopizzo, Calligraph, and Professor J.
You have my list.
Professor J, AY.
Wow, I forgot. AY.
Professor J, AY, Mwana FA.
Mwana FA.
Mwana FA, yeah.
Oh, boss.
Well, Professor Jan Mwana FA, I can't interchange.
Professor J, Mwana FA. That's why I said if you're going to East Africa, me, I'll just go to TZ. Okay. I think my top 5 is probably 4 Tanzanians. OG.
So what about, do this. 1 Kenya, 1 TZ, and 1 UG.
UG, do I know any hip hop artist in UG?
I don't know one also, but I'm trying to...
There's this guy, Ken it's not hip hop though.
Ken's is not hip hop.
But he's really dope.
Yeah.
He's really dope. Bebe Cool. No. The politician.
Bobby Wine.
Bobby Wine.
It's not more of a rapper. It's more of a...
Dancehall.
Yeah, not even dancehall.
But dancehall is rapping, sort of.
The kind of music
it's a different genre.
Wow, TZ still have Mangwea.
This guy who sang Hapa Nilipo Nipo Kitandani with Professor J.
No. Is that Professor J?
His name, he's in my top 5, that guy. His name is...
that guy is
Bunduki,
Misasi,
Mikasi.
Mr. Blue?
Mapoz
nawe, but I think
there was a Tanzanian group.
There's a guy you've forgotten in Kenya.
There's a lady you're not mentioning.
Who?
She was in Calicatel.
Femi One.
Not Femi One.
Who?
I think she's Swahili. I don't know if she's Tanzanian or she's
Petra.
Kenyan. Petra.
You know, I went to school with Petra.
Maze, that lady Joe.
Petra is dope.
She's
Petra is
dope.
dope. Petra is dope. I knew.
And then she raps in pure Swahili.
If I'll be told to listen,
shout out to Diani Pips.
She's Kenyan.
Yeah, I know. So she's I don't know what she's from Seychelles, but she's born and raised.
Seychellian.
Seychellian. Born and raised in Kenya, though. I went to school with her.
Okay.
Shout out to Word of Life Kids.
She's dope.
She was a few years younger. I was classmates with her sister.
what about
Petra is
Kenyan lady MC?
Kitusua. Wow. Kitusua. How do you forget?
You see now if you put that,
Now you see, we were obsessed with the international scene because of the 50 years of people, but we have big artists in
Kitusua is
East
dope.
Africa that...
In
Okay.
Kenya, I miss those days of
Let me do
It's Not
Kenya
homework.
again.
Because those days, I bet there's some guys, check them out.
Dandora, LOVE,
STL.
STL. We have...
Our very own STL. Femi One is also dope, man. Give her her flowers.
wow, but Kenya has some dope rappers then.
Hey, rappers. Boss, Dubis, Abbas,
Bass,
OG,
Chihuahua.
There is some guy also, Eli Sketch. There's some guy called Eli
Steph
Sketch.
Capella.
Steph Capella. There's
You guys know Scar
Okay,
raps.
okay.
and shout out to this guy. There's a guy in Coast called Ordinary Bingwa, homie of mine. I've played you his songs. Yeah, Ordinary Bingwa. Hey, listen, I'll play you his songs. Ordinary Bingwa is
I
dope.
think this list we cannot
cannot
compile it.
But the rappers in Kenya, yo.
But all in all,
There's a
Octopizzo
hard
have
work.
to be there.
Octopizzo is in the list.
For me, Octopizzo has to be there.
I'll be honest. I've never really the Octopizzo that much.
He's in the list for me because he's a great rapper in Kenya.
Yeah.
But my top 5, I think he's somewhere down there. Steph Capella is on top of him.
We think Octopizzo.
Steph Capella.
Yeah.
There's this song he did after he came back
Have you
from
listened
the US.
to Barak Jacuzzi?
Oh,
Barak is good.
Barak is dope.
Baraka's flow, man. Barak is crazy. There's these kids. There's this not kids actually. There's this guys called TNT. Hey man, Timmy Blanco. Shout out to Timmy. Hey man, that guy is fire. He spits. And then there's Timmy Blanco and 28. I'll play you.
You guys remember a group used to be called
I'll play you that song.
All Night? What's the name of that?
Camp Mula.
Camp Mula.
Yeah.
Someone asked this question. What do you think
Tayo
Camp Mula
Tripper.
would be if they were still here? Right now.
Definitely
Do you think they would have grown or...
bigger than
big-
probably Sauti Sol level or even more.
I think Sauti Sol level, honestly.
Yeah, there will definitely have been Sauti Sol level
Camp
or
Mula
even
would be
more.
Sauti Sol level.
Because Camp Mula by then already being invited to
Yeah,
BET
BET, yeah.
awards. They were the first Kenyan artist to be
Kantai will be OG level.
Yeah, can't I?
Bamboo.
Bamboo is still rapping, though.
No, but gospel.
Gospel.
He got born again.
Kolo. You forgot
Kolo.
Kolo Klepto. Man, Kenyan hip hop scene. I don't know why guys are sleeping. Kodi.
Ekodida.
I saw Todida give OG his flowers.
Yeah, I saw it. It was nice. Yeah,
Respect.
that was
It was
cool, man. That was
amazing.
cool.
It was amazing.
There was this person of
Giuliani.
Julian.
Exponential potential.
Exponential potential.
Siku hizi na darapeja za Bible by
But
foot.
no.
I
I
think-
need to play that set in the club now.
I think the line that in Kenyan hip hop scene
And then there was
that
this guy
killed it.
Alemba.
The line in Kenyan hip hop scene that killed it for me is Octopizzo. Walidhani wakibai Subaru watawacha legacy.
Such a legacy. Yeah, that one is dope.
Yo, but the Kenyan hip hop scene is big. But OG has been carrying the weight of the Kenyan hip hop on his shoulders
Yeah,
alone.
for long, man.
Bro, remember the beef he started in Nigeria?
And
in
even
Black
Chizzy.
Bonds.
Yeah. And then he released a dope song with
Sarkodie.
Sakodi.
Yeah, that
No,
song is
and then he
heavy.
did the same beef with the Tanzania.
Yeah, and then they came out.
He have actually made the Tanzanian scene to wake up.
Yeah, man.
They realized they
yeah,
had potential.
Yeah. Yo, the disses that came out of Tanzania were crazy.
They were crazy. Even OG was listening to them and he's like, yeah.
What's the name of that lady again?
Rosary.
Rosary.
Rosary, the Banjuka.
Rosary.
Banjuka too.
But
Rosary, she took advantage of that situation, man, and she made sure she's back on
This
the
guy,
scene.
Kenrezi. Visita. I miss Visita.
DNA.
I miss Visita.
DNA?
Visita was dope. Visita was
Mwaf.
Mwafia.
Afrika iko nini? Mwafrika pia. Man, I miss they should do like you know those days of akina wapi, those
There's actually a show happening in Kenya soon on 12th.
Yeah.
That will be like
I think
all the
old school Dunda or
school
something like
Dunda.
that. I've seen it. Yeah.
They did it once in Kani. John Falmo was playing, but that one was just DJs.
I think what about this young boy of ours that we call the new school Issa?
Trio Mio is good as well.
I was watching
Trio is good as well.
I was watching the Nameless.
When
you talked about how Trio Mio didn't know who Issa is.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what's this Issa bandana Issa you want me to sing about? And then he sees who pulls up to the video shoot. He's like, yo, this guy was the
Trio's line on that song. What?
Does he? No, he doesn't write those lines.
He does.
I think he does.
Does he write his own music?
I think
He
so.
does. I remember there's one of his classmates who said that during preps, this guy was just writing, man. This guy's not doing even homework.
I think
He's just
he does
writing.
write those lines.
I wouldn't even push him to do it.
I think the mother, he has a very supportive mom.
Yeah.
Because the mom was like, you know what? Because he used to get him from school, even the headmaster, the principal in his school, used to like, you know what? Go Saturday, record your thing, come back in school.
Yeah, because listen, let me tell you, the guys did KCSE, KCP. For me, I'll just you need to do your part in school, get the grades, but it's not life and death. Like if your kid doesn't get the marks you anticipated, that's just it.
But they just mentioned about KCP, and I remember there's a drama going on about. What's the Kenya is just a...
Did you see that clip of...
It's a banana republic. It's becoming a banana
For me,
republic.
actually, I've been saying this to people that we have this discussion.
Yeah.
I think they should get away with the whole KCP, KCSE thing and do it like they do it in the States. You finish Primo, you just go to any high school that you can afford. Okay, if you can get yourself to Alliance, go to Alliance because the people who should be in Alliance who miss those chance because there's someone else who
or not even because of that. Maybe you are smart actually. You didn't do. KCP is one exam. You can't evaluate your 8 years on one paper.
So now you finish Primo, go to high school. After high school. Now, this is where they should... You see this CBS? It should not even be affecting CBC. It should not even be in the lower primary. The CBC now should start in Form 1. They should introduce things like mechanical. Step 1 mechanism. I think they should introduce back the home science.
Like old school guys know there was mechanics, there was electronics.
Business
woodwork. What is this? Kushona nguo.
Yeah, tailoring.
There was all that tailoring as curriculum.
You see this kind of vocational training, they should introduce it back now from Form 1
music.
all the way to Form 4.
There was music.
Yeah, there was music. There was art.
Remember
there
music.
Was art and craft. So by the time you finish in Form 4, if you don't feel like going to campus, you don't need to sit that exam. But you just pack your things.
Yeah, can you imagine you've ended up as a DJ right now? Imagine if you grew up in that generation when you were doing music, so you already know arrangement of music.
Yeah.
You end up as a producer. By the time you're finishing high school, you are doing music. You already know what it is. Somebody like Triomio right now, if there was this music class in school, by now he will be 10 times ahead
of where he
is because as he finishes school, he's doing something he actually loves and he's already studied about it from a very young age. So
that is one of the reasons why Kampmula broke up, because Miss Karun went to study music abroad. So if she was doing music here before even Kampmula was also Kampmula, like it's a thing she's doing in school.
Have you asked yourself why our parents were so handy? Like, ukirarukiwa shati
anashona.
Because
they did it in primary school. They did it in primary school.
I used to knit when I was a kid. My
like
used to teach me how to knit.
kiti imevunjika,
mambo ya plumbing. Johnny Sins angepata kazi.
Johnny Sins angekuwa jobless. Wow, mazee.
But now unavunjika, kiti imevunjika,
unatafuta fundi.
If you watch on YouTube, these wazungus, you'll find someone as 22 years old, they're buying scrap cars, they're fixing it in the backyard, the car, and then they sell the car back. Because these are things they've been teaching themselves. By the time namaliza high school, I already know I'm not interested in campus. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be an engineer. Man, me, I want to do music. I want to be a DJ. I've been doing music for the last 4 years. So by the time I'm coming, you see, in the music, because it's evolutional, you include DJing as part of what you're learning in school, producing it. So by the time I'm getting there, I can handle a camera. I don't need to go to campus to learn how to do videography, photography. You get?
Yeah, true.
So there's the final exam that you can sit now. This is the cutout for people who want to join campus. So you go sit there, you do your exam, you pass, join campus. No mambo mingi ati I got an A, I got a B. No. The pass mark is 4.5, 8, 100. You get it?
The bottom line is A students will work for C students. B students will work for the government.
I don't think it's sad, but
no,
it is what it is.
It is
but it mostly works in Africa.
No,
that way.
Globally.
In most developed countries.
I'll tell you why globally. I'll tell you why.
Globally, actually.
It's globally. And you see, this is an actual book. Yeah, this is a book by Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Why A Students Work for C Students and B Students for the Government. It's a book by Robert Kiyosaki, and read it. He talks about C students is that average kid in school, is creative. A students, they follow instructions.
Yeah.
These are the guys who come up to be CEO, to be directors, managing directors, CEOs, CFOs, because they work on. This is the plan.
Yeah.
The C student is a creative. Is the light bulb kind of. So he'll go and what is this microphone? He's a curious guy. So he's the guy who'll start the company but doesn't know how to run it. Elon Musk.
So he said he doesn't know how to.
He doesn't, no, I'm not saying he doesn't know how to run
Anyway,
it.
I get your point.
I mean, you see, so this is. See, people talk of Bill Gates dropping out of uni
in Harvard, I think.
Harvard, right? Okay, you're smart. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the C student is the brains behind an idea.
Curiosity is high.
The curiosity is high. They'll see life differently. They'll see things differently, and then they'll get that person who is straight, who is going to streamline this idea and bring it to fruition and show him this is how you make money. You see, for example, DJing, or an artist, when you get to that global level, you work with the record executives. You're right. You get a manager. If you don't get a manager who's smart, you'll never make it.
Show.
So your job is to do what? As an artist, you create. Oh, in the pale, you play your songs. What are the numbers? There's somebody who's in charge of that.
With the numbers,
You get. So I think in a nutshell, that's how I would want to look at it. So when you're talking about the government with the KCPE thing, I saw government is funny. I saw Gachagua talk about those guys that died with the floods. Those guys that died in the Kenyan floods.
Talking about that guy
wait. Those guys that died in the Kenyan floods died at their own fault. Now, to some extent, he was right. And I, as much as this might sound. How he said it, there's a way Gachagua speaks that just irritates you. But if there's a way he would have said it, and you will understand his point. But
I think if he said it in Kikuyu, it would have come well.
This guy, like Patrick says, he shoots from the hip. This was just come out the way they come out. How you understand is up to you. He's right, because Gashu, huwezi toka hapa, you see that this is water. It's running, it's flowing very fast. You have a bike, you are riding your bike inside it, and it's flowing and very fast, and the currents are strong.
But how many people have died from those accidents?
So many.
As compared to how many people have died out of just their house got flooded.
That's why he said most of those who died in those incidences are out of negligence in terms of utavukaje barabara.
But they give a number. Like, for example, you cannot just come with that statement. You have to compare the numbers.
Yeah, you compare the numbers.
If natural causes is higher, you cannot come out and say it was their own negligence.
Like I said, this is Gachagua.
Yeah, that's Gachagua. But he made sense by trying to say, guys, stop being risk takers and ignorant about this water running. Just be safe and take the caution. But now, what did the government do to caution that part?
Yeah, like I said, he has a positive message. He just doesn't know how to bring it out.
This is not the first floods we've had in Kenya. Why are we still having people suffering in Bundalangi, northern Kenya, because of floods?
Did you see what happened in Mombasa, you get bamboo?
Yeah, people are swimming to go to the shop.
And water gets into your house.
Because you have to swim back to the
water gets into your house, kabisa, and man, it was crazy, it was bad.
But
people lost
someone asked me, should we keep blaming the government about such things?
For this one, for
not
example,
not really.
this El Nino one, I will say one, the government ignored the signs. Because see, people are talking about El
president told
Nino.
us it's not going to happen.
First of all, they told us it's not going to happen. Number two, like the issue in Mombasa, for example, I'm saying Bamburi was flooded and everything. It's an infrastructure issue. And with infrastructure, you wouldn't really blame the government, because I'll give you a good example of Dubai. When it rains for 2 hours non-stop, you see how it happens with the roads.
No,
But with
infrastructure,
Dubai-
I would blame the government.
I wouldn't
clearly.
blame here,
They're the one
because
who
they don't
signs
have-
off the building. Like if I totally know if I build this building here,
It's gonna affect the flow of the
it will
water.
be- It will be affecting the flows of water. It will be affecting water.
Let
Then
me
I don't
finish.
say this building can be somewhere else.
Let me finish my point.
Okay,
When
finish your
it
point,
floods
Brian.
like that, the infrastructure issue is drainage, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the mitigating factor? You look at how are we going to solve this, because now it's already happening. You cannot demolish this building, right?
You can.
You can't.
You can.
You can't because the
Bro,
process is
Mike
you're going to
Sonko
court.
demolished a whole project because it was built on a river. There could be politics, but he was right and he spoke about it, right?
I'm not talking of riparian land here. I'm talking of the infrastructure. Like Mombasa has no drainage. It's an island. It can never expand. You understand? There's no more land.
Okay.
So the design of Mombasa is from the colonial era.
Okay.
Sawa. So this land that maybe you've built your house on, you got your permits. It's not in riparian. It's nowhere near the ocean.
Okay.
When they were planning, they didn't plan for drainage.
But you can
But they should, right?
They should.
You can
That's
restructure
the
it.
thing.
So whose problem is it? If it
That's the
should-
government
if they-
problem.
It is a government issue, but also now
Because there is
it's
that
unavoidable.
engineer.
It's not unavoidable.
There is that government engineer who was given the plan.
Yeah.
He should have seen the plan and see. Wait, this plan he doesn't have. This
But you
house
see,
doesn't have
the plan
proper
for
outlets
Mombasa,
and
the
inlets.
plan for Mombasa, like I said, is pre-colonial era.
No, that is not an excuse.
Listen. Now, whoever, like for example, the current county
Yeah.
government is in his own way is supposed to figure out now. Hatuwezi ongeza, we can't expand this place. This is an island. How do we solve the issue of floods, the issue of drainage, the issue of
Very easy. We have engineers who've gone to school to study that. Look at the example of Dubai.
Utaenda
How many
uchimbie mtu
deaths have you
nyumba.
had in Dubai because of flooding?
How many?
Deaths because of flooding in the street and the houses.
But you know this one. See, this
Exactly.
one is Saudi.
That's why they have. That's why they have combined the exhaust.
No, sometimes they don't know. Like the recent
The recent one,
I
methodological.
don't think they expected it to be that much.
And that's why they have trucks from the municipality ready to suck that water, clear off the road.
That is planning.
You get
That is planning.
something. How much does it cost for Mombasa County to do that?
The priorities are wrong. Wanakula tambi.
Look at the scenario of North Africa. North Kenya. Floods are killing people there, right? They don't have dams. It's a government issue because they should have dams by now
and then
to address such an issue.
And then next year around Jan, there is, you see,
The drought will hit.
The drought will hit.
And right now it's raining. They're not collecting this water.
They're not collecting
They're
it.
not doing anything to
So you cannot even farm.
secure to get them ready for the drought. But I think I don't think.
Do you know, I came to find out a funny thing.
I
If you're
think-
building your
think-
house here in the estate is demarcated by the government, right? Even the gated communities, the government already have demarcated the areas for the roads and all that. If you build your house here and it's at the end of the house, like at the end of the estate, and you feel like my car gets too dusty getting to the main road, and you decide, let me build a road. You know the government will stop you.
will stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
So why doesn't the government come in and work with people who are willing to do it themselves? Because the NGOs that are doing these things in northern Kenya that are stopped by the government because someone wants to kula that money.
You're teaching them their job. Right now they are selling parastatals and
That's
KICC and-
Look, sell whatever you want, but on that KICC sheet, just leave it out.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
cannot-
for
you
me,
cannot
I think
sell KICC.
the one thing they should just allow, or rather they should sell if possible, is Kenya Power. Or if not, allow for competition.
Yeah, allow for competition.
People,
I mean, Kenya Power, KPC, is it Kenya Pipeline, yeah?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Pipeline,
But KICC.
KCC is a monument.
So we lost a deal with Uganda for the KPC.
The Kenya Pipeline.
Yeah. So
They
now
wanted to
they'll
buy
be
it.
getting their oil from the oil will be offloaded in Tanzania. They're building actually even Rwanda. Southern Sudan. Like all these people have been like, you know what, KPC, Kwendeni huko, we can do it ourselves. Now they've gone to Tanzania. Tanzania now is the hub where even Southern Sudan, they're building their own pipeline. So the oil will be refined in.
Well, I think
is Lapset still happening? Is it?
Yeah, it's
they're still building the port in Lamu.
Yeah, it's still being built.
Because that was the idea.
Yes.
Because the port is going to be bigger than Kilindini.
Yeah.
It's closer to Ethiopia.
Yeah.
And Sudan and the rest.
I think they should still be built. It was a big project, though. They should be
But
built.
it was not even government funded. It was funded by the UN, I think.
Was it?
And IMF.
I just remember
those big
Kibaki
bodies.
going to.
That was Kibaki's project.
But what you're saying about parastatals, I feel like there's some individuals who planned on how they're gonna
They're just
rip off on
dividing,
that.
of course.
Did
It's me selling to Cliff and you.
You saw some what he said. He will buy KCC. He'll have a club there.
Yeah, talk about that.
Because 6-point-something billion. Bro.
So this car has been imported by William Samvoy. And then you want to sell a parastatal. Yo.
Bro, this thing.
It's a Samvoy story as well.
Samvoy.
Kenya Airways should be privatized like kitambo sana. It should have been done
I
that.
think Kenya was.
You see what
it is.
Rwanda
It's
did with
deeper than what I want to discuss.
what Rwanda did with Qatar Airways. Qatar Airways bought shares in Rwanda
Rwanda,
Airways.
Rwanda.
Yeah, so they're running it for the next, I think, 50 years or
I
something.
thought we had a partnership with KLM.
Yeah, but our partnership is it's called Air Friendly.
It's
share-
It's the
share
roots.
co- it is-
Roots.
they call it share-
Where
share code or
like
something.
connecting, like if you're going to
Yeah.
some parts
That the Kenya Airways doesn't go.
KLM.
The flight does not change the price that
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
KLM will cover the
Yeah.
even Air France is part
Operating.
of the.
It's part of the.
It's called Air France or something.
Air France.
Nini?
Yeah, there's a name they call
Alliance.
it.
Hey,
No, there's
share
a name they
code.
call Air France or something.
Sky Team.
Not Sky Team. There's a name they call it. But anyway, something like that. So, I mean, by privatizing, you see like the Emirates, it's owned by it's mostly owned by the Sheikh family.
Yeah.
So these are the guys who pump in their money there, make sure it's running as it should be. If it's privatized, sell this thing to someone like, for example, Sheikh comes and says, I'll buy Kenya Airways. I want to run Kenya Airways as Kenya Airways. I'm not changing anything. I'm just the biggest shareholder. Okay?
Who's the biggest shareholder of Kenya Airways right now?
Uhuru and their family.
So it's them who are not doing a good job at it.
So it's not the government thing.
It's not a government
Anyway,
thing.
I don't know the numbers, but Uhuru family is part of
I
it.
was listening to because I was thinking, first of all, we know, or rather, I don't have the facts, but those planes are owned privately.
Yeah.
We lease from private owners.
Private owners,
right? So that's the biggest problem because I don't know how the
aviation
airline
yeah.
industry works. So I don't want to to say things that I have no knowledge for. So I just think we know we are making losses. It is a management issue. I don't think it has anything with ownership. It is a management issue. It is just those guys who are inside there are doing something that is not right.
Yeah.
Knowingly doing something that is not right, and it's messed up. And it's messing us up. Ethiopian has stolen that business for
That's
us.
Kenya for you, man.
Anyway, so what's up?
Before you close, 65-year-old woman.
70.
You're 70.
70, bro.
Shosho. Kuna msee alifanya ile kitu kwa Shosho.
Okay, you were checking on something. Artificial?
I don't know, but it's 7. I didn't have I don't have all the facts, but there's a 70-year-old who
I saw
delivered
that trailer, I was
twins.
like,
Yeah,
ooh.
twins, maze. Wait, by the time these kids are 10 years old.
Yeah.
She'll be 80.
She'll be 80, man.
Yeah,
freaky,
all the
man.
best to her. All the best to her.
I hope
man.
she has other kids who will take over like the...
I thought you think she'll not survive or something.
This is
No, not
ile story.
surviving.
Ile story ya Sarah ya Bible. With Abraham.
Bro, bringing up a kid at that age, he needs energy that is not that Shosho's energy. Bro, that Shosho, hey.
Shosho ako sawa.
So
Tulikuwa na Madhe Wangara. Sasa tuko na Shosho wa twins. It's all good.
She's from Uganda or Kenya?
Uganda.
Uganda.
It happened in Uganda. Museveni's people.
M7.
Wanakula mayams huko.
But those guys are healthy. Uganda is a food
Uganda, they eat,
basket.
their food is...
It's a food basket. Their
it's
food
like
is-
Kisii.
food
Kisii
is
people,
amazing.
say, these people cannot... A normal Kisii person without going to the gym, without carrying any heavy
It's
things.
just healthy and big.
Kushika if you can feel...
Umeshikwa.
Umeshikwa. Ama mluya wa western. Mtu anatandika kuku anaacha manyoya. These guys, they eat everything, maze. It's like the West Africans.
They don't have
when they
allergies.
eat in a cow, the only thing they don't eat, the bones and the hooves.
See, I told you, I know
These guys,
somebody
they
who
eat
brought skin. Dried skin. They brought it back to Dubai with him, and I don't know if he cooks it or what. But
Yeah, they cook it.
It's dried, like literally dried skin.
Ngozi ya
Ngozi ya ng'ombe.
Ngozi ya
Mtu anapika. Yeah, man.
Well, I
These
don't
guys
have any
how
comment
to
on
make drums
people,
or
what they
Watengeneza
eat.
drums, man.
You eat whatever you want to eat and grow healthy, man.
Yeah, they eat snails as well.
Hey, but there are people who eat weird things are the Asians.
Snails.
Especially the Chinese, the Koreans.
Yeah, man, eat what you want to
The
eat.
Vietnamese. These
Anything
guys.
that breathes.
If it makes you happy, eat.
Yeah, eat it.
Eat it. If it makes you happy,
eat it.
eat it.
If it makes you happy, eat it.
Kama ni tamu, kula.
Kama ni tamu, kula.
Kama inakubamba,
Kula.
ikikunais,
Nyorosha. Kula zaidi.
Oh, man. Shout out to everybody that's watching. This has been Kikao episode 3. It's a rap like Moi. It's done like Choroy Teach. See you guys.
See you guys.
See you. Pop, pop.
Jasho yatiririka